Both are in decent positions, except for that misdrop. That might cost him if he doesn't get that eyepiece fast enough. Lots of pressure being tossed around. Very nice.
A very clean stack.
Ooh, PC sent over. Nice. Is Opium prepared? He is.
Oh, but another PC.
Oh my goodness. Alright.
114 lives to 10. That just shows you how one-sided that game was.
That was like 4 consecutive 4-wides.
It's just sent a Polymer T-spin double. That is the first Polymer T-spin double that I have seen in this tournament.
Jamba there, instead of going for the perfect clear, he stacks up for T-spin doubles.
Oh, I think this is a Jambas.
Oh, he rebuilds. We see.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is the strength of Jason. That side 4-wide, man. Those mid-game side 4-wides. Wow.
This could be deadly. We see Hebo using the glitch to get out of it.
Yeah, I think so as well, because the Jamba's just, look, he just set up 2 T-spin triples into a T-spin double.
We just saw an Imperial cross from Hebo. This is not a good time for a misdrop. Hebo all the way at the top. He's going to need a miracle to save him that. But fortunately, Jason has his own misdrops to worry about. And Hebo gets this huge down stack combo.
HM going for the side 4-wide again.
Very smart move by Hero not to... Well, I don't know if it was smart in this context anymore, because getting sent a 4-wide now, the side 4-wide.
Oh, he's going for the center 4-wide.
Oh god. Oh man. Chu not giving up though, he's digging through it.
Now he's doing another 4-wide.
He's at a loss of what to do. Oh goodness. Oh no.
But we just saw a King Crimson out of Yui Metal.
Oh my god. Dude, what? Yui Metal, bro.
I really wish that they would play up to like 20.
Oh, let's see if Phil can get out of this. Okay.
Oh no!
3 perfect clears. Phil needs.
Tetris Tournament Online 5 is brought to you by Blue Planet Software and the Hard Drop Tetris community. Hello and welcome everyone to the Tetris Tournament Online 5. My name is Blink and accompanying me tonight on commentary will be Zero T.
Hello everybody.
And tonight we are down to the grand finals. 2 players remaining out of a total of 216 participants. The tournament's been going on for about a month now, and finally we are going to crown a winner tonight. Zero, would you like to introduce the players?
Yes, I will. So hailing from Japan, we have Ajamba, who's known for his fast, aggressive APM. He's able to overpower opponents really quickly, and after getting the advantage, he never lets go. He's won the last Hard Drop sponsored tournament last fall, HDO 9, and is followed that up with an S-League victory playing against the best that Japan has to offer. And his opponent today is the first non-JP player since the first TTO. So for several years, Japanese have been dominating this tournament, but OPM from Australia is going to be the first non-JP challenger since Blink himself several years ago. And OPM is known for his great down stacking, incredible timing, and he's a very calculated player and has excellent speed, and his burst speed allows him to send APM with the best of them.
Right, he's the first one since like 2010 to make it to the grand final, so it's going to be interesting to see who wins tonight. Let's take a look at the brackets and see their journey to reach this point.
So they both have had to overcome some incredibly talented players. Ajamba stayed in the winner's bracket the entire time. He had to defeat the world record holder Microblizz, Whipperworld, Megaroki, and last year's champion Yui Metal. to get to where he is now.
Yeah, that is a crazy road. One Punch Man, I think, let's see here. He took his first playoff match against HM39, very strong forward player. Ran into another forward player in the second round of upper bracket, Squirtle, who sent him to the lower bracket, where he played against Vince L. Took that round, played Jason, and finished that off with a 10-0. Wait, where's the match where he... Oh, I see here. He ran into Mega Roki after that with a 17-15 overtime win, and then had his rematch against Squirtle, where he took that one to end up against Yui Metal, where he took that round 16-14 to make it finally into the back to the grand finals.
So he played a lot of really close matches, and he had a lot of adversity at a fight and was able to get to this point now. It's very impressive, and since he's coming from the loser bracket, though, he'll have to win twice versus Ajamba tonight to secure victory in this tournament, since it's double elimination.
Right, a very difficult feat to ask, especially since Ajamba hasn't even dropped one set this tournament yet. But looks like both players are already in the room warming up right now. We can hop over to that. Just want to remind you guys that we are giving away a copy of Puyo Puyo Tetris after this match. So if you are interested, go ahead and type !PPT PC into the chat, and we'll be doing that giveaway after this set is over.
So these are going to be first to 15 win by 2. There is going to be no mercy rule in this one, so in the past, if you got to 10-0, the match would be over, but we're going to, for the grand finals, it's not going to happen, but just in case, we're going to get rid of that rule for tonight.
Right, that's correct. And it looks like right now they're just warming up, both players. So I think they're waiting for us to indicate that we're ready. Which they know now. And already you can see just the high speed, high APM pace of these games already in the warm-ups. OPM pressuring Ajamba pretty hard.
So both of these players have great speed and great attack potential. They both can play defensively in time when they need to. So it's going to be, I mean, these are clearly some of the best players, and they had to show that to get to this point. Right.
Speaking of their speeds, did we mention their 40-line records on Tetris Friends earlier, Zero?
So Ajamba has a record of 26.64, which is definitely easily in the top, 5 or 6 in the game, and he's able to transfer a lot of that speed to actual game. A lot of people could just be fast and sprint and not really show that in multiplayer, but both of these players are sub 30 on Tetris Friends. OPM has a time of 29.53, and they're some of the fastest players and that Tetris Friends have to offer, and you'll see that during this game.
And next match is live, just so you guys know. This next round is live.
So we're starting now. So we have some just simple T-spin doubles on both ends. Both have really clean garbage.
Well, Ajamba with that mid-game perfect clear spike. I don't think that was a setup or anything like that. It was just sort of his T-spin doubles led to that. And it pressures OPM near the top, but he's doing a pretty good job down stacking, but still being pressured.
He's receiving a huge spike. He's dealing with it pretty nicely. He has some nice garbage to get down to. But if he lets up for a second, this pressure could overwhelm him. And it looks like that's sort of what's happening right now. He has a little awkward stack here, and he's going to have to... No, that J placement's really going to hurt him there.
I think it was that red piece misdrop on the left side of his field that kind of cost him the round. A little shaky start for him there. Usually you see him, especially when the garbage is that clean near the bottom of his field, he'll be able to reach it pretty easily. But
80 APM in 36 seconds.
Holy wow. This is why Ajamba's the upper bracket winner right now, and I believe his past 3 match results, his opponents haven't even taken 10 rounds on him.
He has 2 out of his last 3, 2 15 threes. He's incredibly dominant in his rise to the top of the winners bracket, beating last year's winners and all the challengers that the world has to offer. Now, I think One Pun Man has the clearer field here, and Jumbo's getting pressured up a lot. And I
saw
don't think he's gonna get
Jamba.
out of this.
Yeah, Jamba made a pretty bad misdrop earlier. Wasn't able to clean it up quickly, and OPM pressures him out. Scores all tied up, 1-1.
So I think a lot of people predicted a Jamba to be here, but what do you think of OPM's claim on this challenger as the challenger role here?
So OPM, he's always been a really good player, but I would say as of the last 2 years, he's made a huge improvement to the point where he's now like top tier level, as you guys can see from the opponents he's beaten to reach this point, and also how he's holding his own against Ajamba right now. I do believe that Ajamba has the edge due to his experience and just he's had so much more time playing against the absolute top tier players in the S League that OPM might not have been able to do. So I do. Plus, not to mention that he has to win twice to win this entire tournament. I think that's a lot to ask for someone to beat Ajamba twice. So I do give the edge to Ajamba.
Yeah, that is a really big advantage that the winners bracket has over the losers bracket. It looks like that misdrop there might call it for OPM. So that's the second win for Jamba.
Scores now 2-1. It looks like the first 3 matches actually have been decided by a costly misdrop from both players.
And Jamba showed us some really nice back-to-back and a lot of speed and playing really cleanly, except for that one game we lost. So it seems like if you play clean, you have a strong advantage to go forward here.
I'm wondering if it's any like grand finals jitters type of thing that we might see calm down as the match progresses a little bit. A nice perfect clear from Ajamba
That's
there.
his second perfect clear of the game.
It's crazy how he's finding those.
He's stacking really cleanly in flat, and that little misdrop will prevent him from doing another one here. But if you stack cleanly in flat, you have an opportunity to perfect clear a lot. You have to have really good foresight to see it, though. He blocked his hold temporarily there. That's going to slow him down a little bit, but
Cleans it up.
It's pretty clean, but he has a lot of digging to do, which he does pretty effortlessly. Pretty
Both
cool
players.
T-spin there from One Pun Man.
Yeah, a nice little floating one. Somewhat floating. It was like one off the ground. Sort of in a downstacking digging mode because his garbage holes are not very clean. Ajamba also downstacking here, trying to reach the.
Yeah, Jumbo has some really dirty
he-
garbage here. He's taking a long time to get through this. I think this is one area of the game that OPM really has an advantage over any other player, is dealing with dirty garbage.
I do know that OPM grinds a lot of that cheese mode, just practicing his digging over the past year. So he's very efficient at clearing down. But
And then Jumbo
he's
just
about to
sent a
get spiked here.
huge spike. A lot of pressure, and he's not relenting. Except he misdropped right there, so that might give OPM some time to get out of this.
He might have saw that he had like a finishing blow ready, and sort of panicked a little bit. Like saw his opponent was near death.
So I think it stabilized a little bit. Little misdrop on One Pun Man's side, but he's going to clean that up with a soft drop. And now Jamba has some mess. So it's kind of back and forth, as you see. You know, the pace of this game is ridiculously fast. You know, it can change just by one placement, and Jamba gets topped out by some misdrops there.
Looked like was that misdrops? It looked like somewhat of a poor decision near the end, but hurry up garbage. I think that was the first round we saw that they reached the 2-minute mark this set.
Yeah. So after 2 minutes, you get some solid lines. Some of the darker gray lines, they start pushing up from the bottom. Every few seconds, and that basically reduces the space that you have to work with, and it forces a conclusion of the game. I think a little misdrop. No, yeah, I think OPM misdropped that.
He definitely misdropped that. He was actually going for something called Mr. T-Spin's STD setup, which is a pretty popular setup when you have an early SZ opener. But he messed it up. But he fixed it very quickly, and then
he covers his hole.
Drops again, yeah.
So that's kind of tough. He uses a nice Z twist to get in that hole, but then he basically killed himself there.
He felt the I twist on the right side right there. Try to get that I over the hump. Wasn't able to do so. And at that point the round was over. He wasn't getting any other pieces over there to fill that gap.
So, so we've seen a little back and forth so far. The game is definitely pretty close at the moment. This is the proper execution of the setup you mentioned earlier, but Jumbo sends a lot of pressure. It's going to actually, it's really clean pressure, so actually it doesn't
Ooh.
matter.
Clean pressure doesn't matter when it's that much pressure.
Yeah.
When you don't have your eyepieces ready to clear it down.
He needed like 3 eye blocks to get through that. That was a ton of APM really quickly from a Jamba.
The surprise spike.
Clean garbage is greater in quantity but easier to clear, but if you send enough of it, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to push them on top.
Oh,
So
really
another
nice
perfect clear. It seems like Jamba's going for a lot of perfect clears. That might be part of his strategy today. And he's one of the better players at executing multiple of them, as we've already
Right.
seen so far. He timed that.
At a quick pace too.
Yeah. He timed one of those sends there.
That perfect clear was one of the harder ones to see because you need to like do twists on the S and Z pieces.
Yeah, it's definitely another thing I wanted to mention is how technically advanced all these players are. They have studied the game over the past several years to the point where they have techniques that they can execute no matter what situation. They've seen every situation, and they can get through a lot of tough situations just by using their game knowledge, by executing twists and such.
For sure. I think any of the participants that made it all the way to the playoffs in Tetris Tournament Online definitely are students of the game and hone their craft, I guess.
So we see some dirty garbage sent over to Jamba's side by OPM. What do you think of that strategy?
I think it's a smart strategy. It keeps them busy and prevents them from just spiking back really quickly. Has to deal with the garbage first.
Yeah, I think that's true. While he's dealing with that, he can't be sending his monster APM output.
But right now, it looks like both players are in like a clean field situation where we're gonna start seeing. Well, actually, right as I say that, OPM sends a little bit of cheese that Ajamba deals with pretty quickly.
Yeah,
And
so now they're in a pretty stable state. I mean, we're gonna start seeing some attacks send now. It was sort of a lull in the battle for now, but I think going forward, we're gonna see some more attacks.
I see Ajamba staying very low and just spiking from the bottom of his field. Like down stacking, spiking from the bottom of his field. Looks like totally content with reaching hurry up garbage time, which we're seeing again this round.
Do you think he's a little wary of One Pun Man's attacks?
I think so, or it's just part of his game plan. I'm not really sure.
He is staying very low, and I think he's going a little slower than we've seen him before. So maybe he's just trying to get into a nice rhythm for the game going forward.
Could be trying out multiple strategies just to see what works.
He sort of had an awkward pieces, or he sort of had some bad pieces there. He didn't have anywhere to put that S block, and OPM takes advantage and pushes him over.
Score is now 4-3, I believe, in Ajamba's favor.
So I think Ajambo's actually didn't really play his style that game. I think he was a little too passive. We normally see him a little more aggressive than that. They both do mirror image. Actually, OPM did the fake perfect clear.
Triple PC from Ajamba this round. OPM did a good job countering that though. And the return spike right now.
Some good down stacking on Ajamba's side though. He's set up for a back-to-back TSD.
Still has a little bit of unfavorable fill to deal with and reaches his clean garbage again.
Yeah, it's really good back-to-backs. Maintaining that throughout the down stack there. OPM has a really clean field on his end.
Both players just spiking each other back and forth. OPM with a little bit of messy garbage. Never mind.
He's cleaned it up really nicely. And he's maintaining a really nice stack as well. Little twist there to get the back-to-back bonus for the next attacks he sends.
Yeah, OPM downstacks to the bottom of his field and then starts spiking down there. I see that a lot. And I think Ajamba that one round was trying it too, but it didn't work out for him. Ooh,
so that was
nice
a
spike.
Tough misdrop on OPM's field. He had a climb up a little bit to be able to clear it. So it was like one of those ones that takes, several pieces instead of just one or two to fix. And that was all Ajamba needed to jump on him there with
Weird
his
thing is, Ajamba
output.
actually misdropped a killing spike as well, but Opium was already in so much trouble that Ajamba just kept the pressure up to finish him off that round. But Ajamba did have an untimely misdrop as well that round.
So another perfect clear setup from Ajamba, and he gets it.
Opium cancels it with a T-spin triple.
Interesting stack on Ajamba's side. He decided to do like a T-spin single over his garbage hole, which is kind of awkward. And now he's going to have to start digging through this dirty garbage that was sent back to him. But all of a sudden, he has a really clean field.
So clean. Now he has like a ton of ammunition to spike with.
They're trading some serious blows.
Opium also with a really nice T-spin. Oh, bad misdrop of that blue piece.
That shouldn't be that bad to clear, though.
He waits to counter with the eyepiece on, if you saw that right there. He was just waiting.
So both of these players are really, really good at timing attacks, and what they'll do is they'll try to choose when they receive or send attacks. Sometimes you want to play a little more defensive. You might not be in the best position going forward, so you might want to cancel out some garbage incoming to you rather than just accept it and then send it back.
Right. To the untrained eye, someone might think that they're hesitating, like they're not sure of where to place their piece. They know what they're doing. They're waiting on purpose to counter garbage so that they can get that second, third chance to survive and get back into the round.
So they're constantly watching the opponent's screen, seeing if the opponent's in a good advantage or disadvantage, whether they're building attacks to send or whether they're playing defensively and downstacking and stuff. And so that's a constant minigame once you get to the top level. This back and forth, trying to mind game your enemies by looking at them, trying to figure out what they're doing, and all while going really fast yourself. It's interesting, T-Spin from OPM, he sort of propped it up into a misdrop afterwards, but he should be able to get through that.
Yeah, that's a quick fix though, but Ajamba is spiking him. Another OPM hesitation, waiting to counter garbage again.
And that was a really important one too, I think.
Although he does have pretty messy garbage on his field now.
He needs the pieces to get through this.
Oh, and the T-spin triple coming from Ajamba. That is a crazy spike. He saw that. He saw how messy that cheese was on OPM's field, and he just stacked up for like a crazy APM move.
So now it's what, 6-3? So OPM or Jamba's building a little of an advantage right here as far as score-wise. We see a DT cannon out of OPM. He's using that to cancel some of the perfect clears sent to him, and now he has a really clean garbage hole. He sort of uses a couple doubles to clear down to a more safe position.
Bad O-piece misdrop from Ajamba. Let's see how he deals with this.
I think OPM was still playing a little defensive there, so he might have some time to get out of it. He is in a dangerous spot, though. He had to cover his hole there.
Oh, nice down stack, and now OPM has some messy cheese at the bottom.
Yeah, and Jamba's able to clear really nicely down to his hole, and that's a huge spike he's sending right now.
Ooh. That eyepiece misdrop, though.
I don't know.
Oh, multiple misdrops. Oh, very bad misdrops. Oh, OPM.
It's still enough.
What happened?
It's enough.
Oh,
it's enough.
Barely squeezed out enough APM right there.
OPM had no space to work with. He had 2 lines to work with, and he didn't have the freedom to move his pieces around, and it kind of cost him. Even though he had a really clean field, he was pressured too high before Ajamba had all his successive misdrops that he wasn't able to do anything.
Right, Ajamba almost let that one slip away. Score is now 7-3. Now Ajamba's starting to pull away quite a bit. OPM needs to do something about this. Maybe adjust his strategy a bit, or hopefully just misdrop less.
He's playing really nicely this round. It's a really clean field. Ajamba has to work through some dirty stuff. Yeah, I think another huge spike from OPM, and Ajamba's getting pressured a lot. He has to cancel his T-spin there.
That was a crazy T-spin setup that he did right there. Considering how high he was already, plus the incoming spike, I'm surprised he placed that there. But
A little prop T-spin from Opium. It's getting a little fancy. He's got to start getting down a little bit because now Ajamba's kind of reversing field.
Jumbo chooses to counter his second Opium's second attack there.
Now we have some more misdrops. I think he's going to get through this. But he's not really sending much while he's getting through this, so it gives Ajambo time to misdrop on his own end. And they're both going to be working through these for a little bit.
Little digging from both players right now to reach the bottom. And now they're both safe again.
Yeah, I think it's going to
pressure out more
stabilize
APM.
here. Clean fields on both ends, and we see some garbage flying back and forth.
Back-to-back time for both of them.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Jumbo's
T-spin
going
triple.
for triple-double here. Really good execution into a couple more back-to-backs. It's going to send a pretty large spike to one man.
OPM
cancels it
counters
pretty
most of
nicely.
that very well. That was like 4 T-spin doubles and a T-spin triple in less than 10 seconds.
So some nice stacking on both ends. Actually, I say that into a misdrop. I think One Pine Man has time to go to access his hole before the spike comes.
Jumbo
Jumbo's
setting up
laying on the speed. He's
T-spin
going
double
really
into
fast right now.
into like a
It's a
2
four
wide
wide.
thing.
Not the perfect residue, but he makes it pretty effective nonetheless.
OPM handled that really well. It doesn't even have messy garbage on his field, really.
Yeah, sometimes you can see him pausing to try to plan out the optimum move, and it's something I
Yeah,
see some
I
of
do see
the
that.
better downstackers do.
I see that with the more analytical players. They take their time. They don't rush, and you could tell when a player is rushed even just by looking at their piece placements. But these two definitely look like they know what they're doing in terms of what their game plan is.
So now the
Ooh,
solid
but
garbage is pushing him really high, and I didn't see what happened then.
no eyepiece ready for that Tetris column on the right side of his field, despite sending 238 lines to OPM's 166. OPM really needed that round, though. He needed to break that streak that Ajamba was pulling.
It's a great point.
getting.
It's going to need to put a couple together right now, too, to get back into this. Regain some momentum. Perfect clear start on Ajamba's side and on OPM's side, and it looks like they both get it. They both accept the garbage, too, and some really nice clean fields. Oh, a misdrop over his hole. That's killer right there.
Oh,
He
it's not
clears
killer.
through
Wait,
it.
not yet, not yet.
Peels through
He's
it.
alive. Oh.
Okay. OPM was not able to capitalize on that misdrop. Great downstacking though.
What a recovery. Good recovery.
A slight misdrop on OPM's, and he wastes his eye block in a
Down
misdrop.
with the back-to-back TSTs here.
Oh, nice.
1, 2. Oh, OPM counters it beautifully though.
Yeah, nice counter. But Ajamba's not done yet. So OPM is still in a good position to survive here. He's setting up a super T-spin double. He gets a decent garbage hole underneath it. Doesn't ruin it, so he's able to send some nice back-to-backs here. Nice little S placement there to allow him to do a TSD.
Ajamba is starting to eat some garbage, but they're coming in really clean. So it could be like purposely trying to accept those lines.
Yeah, OPM's gonna have to change gears and start downstacking this to get into a safer position.
Ooh, here comes the spike, and I don't.
He doesn't have the
think he's
pieces.
getting out of
No.
that. Yeah. Well done by Jamba accepting all the clean garbage, sending it right back to him when OPM was had some cheese to dig through.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Screen watching. Like as soon as one of them sees they have an advantage, they just jump right onto the accelerator and push it into a KO. And Ajamba is one of the more relentless players as far as in that regard. As soon as he sees a weakness, he just jumps on it. Really nice, clean,
beautiful
garbage. Some really nice back-to-backs going on too. Even though he was pretty high, he was really safe field. Even if he received a spike there, he would have been able to cancel through it. A kind of awkward placement there.
Some trouble. Okay. Not anymore.
Yeah, OPM is just kind of struggling through some of his own self-made garbage going on right now. Wasn't able to take advantage of any of that. So it looks like OPM's just kind of down stacking here. He's a nice clean field right now, and Ajamba's the one that needs to get through some dirty garbage. Let's see if OPM takes advantage.
Ajamba in a
I think he
troublesome situation. Okay.
will.
Nice spike by OPM to top him out.
Another big win from OPM.
Score is now 8-5, I believe. So he's still keeping it within 3 rounds right now.
Let's see if he can put a couple together in a row. That'll be really big for his chances. Remember, he has to win this first one to force the second match. And in the previous 4 TTOs, we've had it gone to the second match every single time. So let's see if OPM can make that a 5th.
That is true. I think. Okay, so the first one was me against Hebo. And that went to, yeah. And then what? Ha ha ha
2
versus
and
Hebo.
3, ha ha versus Hebo. And then last year we had Yui Metal versus Aitsu, yes.
Yeah, every single grand finals has gone to the last set.
Now right there,
OPM pulling a streak now.
Jamba had a lot set up, but he got a little too lackadaisical going to the top. You know, he didn't fight down at all. He was just okay with just trying to send a APM at the top, and he didn't have the right piece at the right time. Right when he received the spike, he didn't have a T-block to get through that T-spin there. Kind of got pushed over.
It's only a 2-point game now, though.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Another perfect clear opener. I guess a Jamba. Wow.
Both of them
very clean garbage.
We're gonna see some. Oh my gosh, that's a huge misdrop. Is he gonna clear through it again like last time? He is.
Wait.
He has another eye block. He's
not safe yet. Okay, safe. Now he's safe.
OPM helps him out by misdropping in his end.
These recoveries, though.
And Ajamba's gonna win this.
That spike. Oh wait, not yet.
This is a tough clear right here.
Oh,
he misdropped that J block. Oh.
That was like from certain death into a win. That's gotta be disheartening.
I actually love it when they both accept the perfect clear garbage. It just makes it makes it 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds.
Right, right after both players accept PCs, garbage is about to fly.
See if they go for the perfect clear again. They both do. Round 2? No, it looks like they both canceled this time.
They both canceled out the first 2 pieces.
they don't like playing on the edge. They were both close to dying at separate multiple times last game. I guess they want a little more clean back-to-back game going on. Some slightly dirty garbage from Ajamba. He's going to have to clear through this one line, and then he's going to be safe. A little misdrop on One Punch Man's side. Let's see if he can get through it.
Little misdrops turn into big deals when you're up against a Jamba, though.
Yeah.
As we saw with that return
You might think
spike.
that you have time to get through it. You just don't.
So now a Jamba with a 2 streak to counter OPM's 2 streak earlier.
All right, so now it's 10 to 6.
10 to 6.
So perfect clear from Ajamba again, and OPM just did a normal TKI.
Triple
really
PC. Is that triple? Was that the 3rd PC this round?
Oh, I looked over and didn't see it. He's sent OPM a lot of nice garbage to send back, though.
He pulls it off so quick.
He has a couple eye blocks over his hole, that single garbage hole, and let's see if
really
OPM can.
Garbage, though. Oh, why did he put it? Oh, okay.
They're both pretty dangerous right now. There's a lot of garbage flying, and they're really high up, so it's hard to call it at the moment.
Oh, nice OPM. That was nice.
That was a huge win. Ajamba doubled his APM output, but still lost that one. It's good stacking on OPM side to get through all that garbage sending.
Very clean despite all that pressure that Ajamba was sending his way. Ajamba was pulling off like these crazy T-spin doubles near the top of his field.
But they were both really high, so I mean, it's okay to go for doubles at the top to maybe for defense purposes, but when you're trying to attack from the top, I think it's a pretty precarious situation.
First time I saw OPM open with a DT cannon right there, with
This is
T-spin
really
double
bad
into T-spin
field on the
triple.
Jumbo's end.
Yeah, okay, so another 2 streak by OPM, not letting a Jumbo get too far away. He definitely needed these 2 rounds.
Sorry, I cut you off there. So OPM was using a DT cannon, you said?
Yeah, that's the first time I saw him use a DT cannon this set.
It's the second game I saw. I saw him use one earlier. I think it's a really solid setup. Pretty easy to execute. And a fast player like OPM, you're not really in danger of topping out unless you misdrop. So it looks like a Jumbo's going for the perfect clear almost every single game, and OPM's throwing in some simple back-to-back. Oh my
3
gosh!
in a row for OPM now.
It looks like Jumbo accepted all of that garbage, and he had nowhere to go with that.
Because the PC he sent to OPM accepted instead of countering any of it with his
He got off all of the T-spins and sent back all the garbage, creating a huge spike. A perfect clear starter on OPM's side. He gets it, and now Jumbo's the one on the defense.
Jumbo
he has a really nice field, though.
It before he stacked too high up.
And he just sends it right back.
And there he goes. There
OPM did not have anything to counter that with.
He just hesitated for like 2 seconds just to accept that cleanly without stacking too high up.
All right, so
Jamba kind of waited right there
to see. Is this a forward maybe? No.
See how OPM would open, and he did the hesitation again to accept the clean PC and return.
That is a really nice strategy.
I mean, it worked once, right?
Yeah, and it puts a lot of pressure on OPM. He has to. You see his speed picking up right here because he's getting pressured a lot, and this kind of leads to a lot of misdrops when you have to when you're on the defensive speed. When you're trying to pick up your speed due to defensive purposes, kind of forces a lot of misdrops. So let's see if OPM can stay clean here.
Jumbo with a little misdrop earlier, but he was way down at the bottom of his field, had plenty of time to clean it up without being in danger. Oh, but...
So he's going to soft drop that piece in, and he sort of missed it the first time.
Okay. He got it the second time, though.
We have combos on both ends. 3 wide on a Jumbo's end and a 4 wide on OPM's end, but Jumbo's was stacked a lot better, and OPM dies because of it.
Yeah. I think OPM saw that the center 4 wide was coming and then started his 4 wide, so he was a little bit late to the show. By that time, Jumbo already had a larger combo set up.
So I think this is 12-9 now. So we're sort of getting to the end of this first set. OPM needs to start winning now if he wants to get back into this game. It's a nice misdrop. I mean, it's nice for OPM at least. A misdrop on a Jumbo's end.
That's the nicest misdrop I've ever seen.
But OPM has a misdrop of his own. That's one of those really awkward ones with the...
That wasn't a nice misdrop.
No, it was one of the worst ones. Oh, perfect clear though. Mid-game perfect clear. Jumbo clears through all of it, so he doesn't accept any of that garbage.
Caught a Jumbo by surprise, but he already had so much APM built up, he just countered most of it.
So now they're both about halfway up, and we're going to start seeing them throw some garbage back and forth to get back down. And they're both in a safe position, I think. OPM's really low. Jumbo has some dirty garbage that he has to clean through, but he's safe enough.
Oh,
mid-game 4 wide.
Mid-game side 4 wide.
He built it up pretty nicely in a nice...
Jumbo's pressuring hard, though. I think he's going to live through this.
No.
Okay, never mind.
It was a perfect execution by OPM. Caught him by surprise, and he hit at least like an 11 combo there.
The Jumbo sent like 4 back-to-backs in that time, or at least that's what it looked like.
Well, he was pressuring... He was canceling a lot of the early garbage, but once you start getting into the 8, 9, 10 combos, then the sends were just too much for him to deal with.
Right. That's why we see when some players recognize the other players doing a mid-game 4-wide, they start building their 4-wide immediately because they know that their back-to-backs aren't enough.
So
Ooh,
OPM
that's-
actually tried to go for the center 4-wide here, and like always, the Jumbo started with a perfect clear, and it just cut the size of his center 4-wide in half, and he wasn't able to counter any of the garbage that the Jumbo sent afterwards.
I do wonder how viable center 4-wide start to the round is against a very strong perfect clear player like a Janba or OPM. Both of them are strong.
It's just going to narrow your room that you have a lot. So I think OPM realizes that that was a bad strategy, and he's going back to the perfect clear strategy he had earlier. I think he was just trying to go off of that mid-game one he had. He's like, maybe this will work, and he clearly didn't think that one through.
I think it's cool that he's trying different things though. He understands that he's losing this match right now, and he's trying different strategies. Unfortunately, that round didn't work out.
It's 47 lines in 25 seconds, and again, almost 120 APM from a Jamba. Crazy speed, crazy attacks.
I think it's game point now. Actually, I think it's 14-10.
Yeah, it is.
So
This is game point for a Jamba.
Needs to win 4 in a row to bring this to overtime rounds. Let's see if he could do it.
So, looks like a Jamba just did a normal T-spin, kind of awkward setup, but nothing to write home about. OPM, he's playing a little quickly here. He's probably feeling the pressure of losing a lot, and
Really bad
Jamba's
misdrops from a Janba.
Yep.
Let's see if he can. Oh no, that's a heavy spike. He does not.
Nice. The exact same thing that happened last game. 47 lines in 25 seconds.
If you
Flipped it.
If you remember, OPM versus Yui Metal, he did make a comeback to bring it to overtime rounds. He was down like 13 or 12-14, which I believe is the score. Wait, no, right now it's 11-14.
Mm-hmm.
But
So let's see if
he
he can
has
do it
made
again.
comebacks before. He's done them before.
It's hard to ask you to do that in consecutive games. Another misdrop on a Jamba's end. He's going to try to stack over this, and OPM's not going to really take advantage of this, I don't think. He's actually the one receiving the pressure now.
Good return spike from a Jamba.
Yeah, it was a great return spike. Another misdrop on a Jamba's end, but he downstacks it into like another nice like 6 combo. So he was able to stave off some pressure there.
Both players back and forth. Oh, OPM,
Yeah,
2 misdrops.
He didn't have the right pieces.
That is game.
He had the J block.
Congratulations. Congratulations to
Great
Jamba,
game.
the Tetris Tournament Online 5 champion and winner of the what's it called, the Raspberry Pi 3 kit. OPM takes home the mechanical keyboard.
So Japan stays on top of the Tetris Tournament Online rankings, winning for the 5th time in a row.
Yeah, we've
Congratulations, Jamba, and we've had a great tournament. Thanks so much for supporting it.
For sure. We've had 5 Tetris Tournament Onlines, and all 5 times Japanese players have won. But that was a great series. And stay tuned because we do have our All-Star game coming up between 6 of the players that were voted in by the community to have a 3 versus 3 team battle. For right now, we're gonna bring it to the PPT giveaway, Puyo Puyo Tetris PC version. So last chance to enter. I'll give it like 2 more minutes to enter !PPT PC. Once again, congratulations to Janba, and great job to OPM as well. Congratulations to him as well for making it all the way to finals. The first non-Japanese player to make it to the grand finals in 8 years, 7-8 years.
You want to talk about the tournament a little bit? Should we bring in Jupiter Joe and Wawi?
Yeah, go for it. Let's bring in Jupiter Joe and Wawi. These are the commentators that they're members of the Hard Drop community who are going to be commentating on the All-Star game as well.
So, Joe and Wawi, are you there?
Yeah, hey, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, guys? What'd you guys think of that match right there, in terms of how it went?
That was a really good match. Jamba showed why he's currently on top of the Tetris scene, for sure.
Yeah, it's not just being competent with perfect clears, it's like doing 2. No, doing 3. Why not?
Right, just back-to-back perfect clears, like as if they were T-spin doubles.
And it's not just the fact that he has that, technical ability to see that. It's that he does that playing faster than almost any other player. So it's really hard to keep up with it.
Yeah, it almost seems like Ajamba has two speeds that he has, where he has his like normal speed that he goes most of the game, and then whenever he sees a misdrop from the other player, he like kind of kicks it up a notch. And I think some people do that subconsciously, but I wonder if like some of the top players like almost slow down on purpose just to keep it consistent and then go for their like super fast play as soon as they see the opportunity.
It's like a shark's frenzy.
Speaking of slowing down intentionally, I really liked the way Ajamba just stopped moving for a couple seconds to accept OPM's perfect clears, and then just returned spike really quickly, and it surprised OPM twice actually.
I think they both played in pretty similar styles at the start of the games, and then I think the speed and consistency that Ajamba had sort of took over as we went on. And like Wabi was saying, like whenever he smelled blood in the water, he just jumped on him.
Although
Yeah.
I will say there was that one run where it was like 7 or 8 games and OPM had like 2-3 win streaks, in there, and I thought for a second the momentum might be swinging, but then Jamba just held him off.
OPM definitely did not go down without a fight. He played really well, he played really strong, and showed why he deserved to be here. Jamba was the better player today.
Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the giveaway winner for PPT PC right now.
Okay.
Alright, 10 seconds guys. We have 10 seconds before I draw the winner. Looks
Last
like
chance.
there's 156 of you entered right now.
I see 224 viewers, which means some of you need to take advantage of these last 10 seconds.
Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ensign 7, congratulations on the giveaway. Hit me up on Discord with your information, your Steam account. And I know you're here because I think...
I just saw him in the chat.
Okay, alright, so he is here. Alright, it is not rigged, guys.
Giving it to your
blame
subs.
blame Nightbot. Blame Nightbot. So I'm gonna go ahead and create the also room. I'm gonna drop off the call and give you guys the link when I'm ready. Feel free to...
Yeah, so we're gonna pass it over. We'll probably have a small break in between. Thank you guys so much, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Probably a 5 to 10 minute break before the All-Star game. Tetris Tournament Online 5 is brought to you by Blue Planet Software and the Hard Drop Tetris community.
Welcome back. The All-Star match will be getting underway shortly. This is Jupiter Joe alongside Wowie. You may
Good
know
evening,
him as
everyone.
Blizzard944.
Yeah, Wizard's my Tetris friend's name, and Wowie is my everything else name.
Anyway, there is a second giveaway. This one has a different tag. It is for a Tetris microcard, and so that's exclamation point microcard. So that'll be drawn at the end of the broadcast. Please make sure that you get in there, just like Zero T did.
Yep,
And
so
there's
just type
that beautiful
exclamation
piece of
mark
merchandise.
microcard if you want to be entered for that. So for
anyway,
this All-Star match,
You go ahead, sorry.
yeah, so for this All-Star match, we're going to have the 6 players that the community voted in. The 6 players that they voted in were, in no particular order, Heibo Mai, Ajamba, 82K, One Pun Man, Yui Metal, and Miguroaki. But unfortunately, Mego wasn't able to join, and so Blink, who was the 7th player to start, or to get voted, took his spot instead. And so we're going to be actually watching from Blink's perspective. And it's going to be a 3v3.
This is a warm-up round right now, and then we'll be getting started. And the blue team's already in bad shape. You can come back from this in a team, but it takes a heck of an effort.
Yeah, fun fact about all these players is that everyone in this room has either been a TTO champion or a TTO runner-up.
And also, while the champions enjoy pride for their country and the joy of either a Raspberry Pi or a keyboard, these guys are going for cold hard cash, $25 in Steam gift cards for each of the winners. So it'll be interesting to see who's playing for fun and who's playing for money.
Yeah, this is almost just as serious as the actual tournament, although it's 3v3, so I don't know how serious it's going to be really. This is almost
Well, we'll know if somebody breaks out a 4-wide.
Yeah, that's how we know it's serious. And 4-wides and 3v3s are interesting because even if everyone on the opposite team sees it, there's always a chance that nobody's targeting you at the time and that you just end up getting it off anyway for free.
Well, the funny thing is, you got 4 players that all do perfect clears fairly regularly, and if they time those together, you can easily just jack up one person.
Right. Oh, looks like that was a warm-up, and this is starting, or... Oh, I think
they're just
Blink
holding
doesn't
for
know that
us.
the stream's ready. Yeah, Blink doesn't know that the stream's ready, so if the stream is ready, someone should let him know. It's ready. All right, so we're gonna start any second now. We let Blink know, and this one's gonna be for real. It's interesting how much perfect clears have been popularized because Ajamba is the one who really popularized it in the first place back in, I think it was TTO 3 where he got 4th place. And
Was he 4th
now
or
it's just
3rd?
so commonplace. I think Madiabar got 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he got 4th that tournament. And he's come so far since. I think in that tournament, Ajamba was considered sort of like a scrappy and like very aggressive, almost like wild player. And he's matured into the champion that he is today.
Something happened here.
Yeah, so Blink's 1v5ing. Fun times. So we know how seriously Ajamba's taking this.
The funniest man in Tetris.
Ajamba's celebrating his victory by beating up on the one and only tournament organizer, Blink himself. Blink is lamenting the lack of seriousness.
Okay, now we're back to for real.
Yeah, I think this is for real, the real game.
Two perfect clear setups from one side. Oh, and a misdrop by Aitsu. The thing about teams here is they're randomly targeted. We'll be seeing if people focus on that or if they just attack ferociously.
Yeah, what I'm looking forward to seeing is some random 1v1s near the end of these team battles. Looks like Blink's having some trouble here. He's trying to delay as much as possible. Note that it's good that he's not just giving up here because he's actually soaking up extra lines for A2 and a Jamba.
Yeah, that was really smart.
So even though he knows that it's over for him, he still delays the game.
Aitsu doing the same thing. It's just he's just
Ajamba's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all on Aitsu now. Ajamba's gonna hold on as long as he can here. He's gonna do some random kicks and stuff, but it's not gonna last forever. Although it's lasting a long time.
It's lasting a really long time.
Longer than I would expect, really. Is this just gonna go forever?
Well, they'll have to forfeit the round, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean it'll last until Aitsu dies, and then Ajamba will have to place eventually. Oh, that's the end of that. So it's Aitsu versus One Pun Man, Yui Metal, and Heibo Mai. Definitely a tall
And he's
order.
totally getting through this insane output until he didn't.
Yeah, the problem
Alright,
is, as much as he can downstack, how is he ever going to send lines? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Team Yui Metal takes the first round.
Yep.
It's kind of interesting that you've got two amazing downstackers on one side and two very aggressive players on the other.
Yeah, these teams are definitely both super stacked, but you have some unique players on both sides as well. It's hard to look at anyone besides Blink just because the lag that happens when it's not first person.
Yeah, the frames per second is so much harsher to look at too.
But luckily, Blink isn't lasting that long, so then we don't have that problem.
No comment.
And
Hebomai is in a bad position and he's just kind of stalling, but there's two players down already. And Yui was setting up for a side 4-wide.
looks like Aitsu's not very happy with Blink right now.
So 2-0 Team Yui Metal.
But of course, this is all in good fun. And Heibo Mai is apparently playing Dr. Mario at the same time. Heibo, of course, was the
here comes a 4-wide.
champion.
Center 4-wide from Aitsu. And he gets the lucky hole. Fortunes may be favoring the red team on this one.
I wonder if Aitsu's been practicing the center 4-wide since getting defeated by it from Squirtle in this tournament.
Excellent point.
Looks like Yui Metal is going to be the first one out this time. So now red team finally has an advantage for the first time in this all-star match.
Blink is just barely holding on though. Well, but Hebo finally goes down. One Pun Man was just throwing some heavy heat there. He actually was the lead sender there. 79 lines in 52 seconds. That's pretty impressive. But it gets Team Ajamba on the board.
Yep. Good to see that it's not going to be a shutout from either team. I wonder if they had the mercy rule for this one. I guess it was never really specified, though it's not relevant anymore.
That would be incredibly hard to figure. A tournament of champions and there's a mercy rule.
I guess you don't even need to specify it because you know it's not going to happen with this kind of talent.
Makes it easy.
Aitsu, I wonder if he's going to get a taste of his own medicine from the trash talk from his teammates this time for being the first one out for this match.
Oh.
Alright,
Blink's already calling Bankai. Oh my goodness.
It's time. So 3-1, the blue team's up right now. Team UE medal.
Well, at least he didn't call for the Blink cannon. You know, it's just oh my goodness. Perfect clear coming from Ajamba. Who'd he get? Hello,
Perfect clear
my.
from One Pun Man too, which went over to Eitsu.
And Ajamba's just a dead fish on the boat.
Hey, am I sending in a ridiculous amount of lines this game? He's had such clean garbage the entire game. And it looks like it's all down to Eitsu once again. Poor Eitsu. Blame Ajamba.
Another round goes to Team UE medal.
Looks like there's most of the trash talk is within the red team itself and not between the teams at all. Blue team pretty quiet.
And on Tetris Friends teams, that's what usually happens.
Of course. I mean, I think in any team game this tends to happen. They're blaming the jungler. Good memes, good memes.
Another forward from Eitsu. Got a
Misdrop
triple
on
double
the
coming
Blink
from
team.
Hebomai. That was nice. Blink is in bad shape.
I think he's gonna get through it. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. And it's all down to Eitsu as usual. Poor Eitsu. Unlucky.
Eitsu, okay, quit it out. I think that's how he feels right now. Blink says, I've been training hard for this all-star game.
He thinks they've been training hard.
Oh, they've been training hard. Okay. Theoretically, they could shuffle the teams if they wanted to, but
They could, but I think they're all too proud to do that. No one's gonna admit that they're the worst team.
Eitsu forecasted and got away with it. I thought he had an awkward stack there. One Pun Man's in a little bit of a bad situation, but he always gets out of it.
Jump has a little bit of an awkward field, but he's cleaned it up so quickly.
Until he did a lot of misdrops.
Yeah, I don't know what
still
just
gets
happened
out of
then.
it. How does he do that?
So effortless. These guys have just put in so many games, they've been in every situation before. Looks like One Pun Man has a little bit of a messy field, but he's choosing to send APM instead. Trying to cancel probably. But now he's finally gotten to the Swiss cheese. Some misdrops on Blink's field.
I think Yui's gonna get ready to spike. No, he just attacked. Thought he would build up more there. Come on, Blink. Get out of that, baby.
Desperately trying to downstack through this.
In a much better space now.
Of course, as much as everyone likes trash talking Blink, he has a fond place in all of our hearts as he does so much for the community, organizing this tournament and also being a player and doing so much for the community in general.
Yeah, like, he's the guy that arranged for the money for this.
Right.
Probably could have stalled a little more there. Blink
Yeah.
did.
I think he was hoping he could live that last spike, but it was unlucky. Let's see if it'll end up coming down to Eitsu again, or if Ajamba will pull some magic here.
Yeah, you love to see those like 2 against 3 come from behinds. I just think with this level of competition, it's almost impossible.
I feel like Ajamba's playstyle isn't very suited for teams in general, just because he goes for so many risky setups that he knows he can get away with in a 1v1, that the randomness of 3v3s is a little bit
I mean, the
not as
output of Eitsu and Ajamba was much bigger in that round than
the output of Ajamba is always insane.
really is. The number of times that he gets 2 lines per second and more, 120 APM or better, is just phenomenal.
Yeah. Especially against these players who are sending so many lines to him, to be able to still maintain that kind of line sent score is insane.
3 different perfect clears that round, I think.
Yeah, really showing how much the meta has advanced with perfect clears in the last couple of years.
But not to teams. I think that should have been staggered a little more.
I don't know if there is
double
a
up.
team's meta.
No, there's not. But it is one of the more
But maybe
fun
there
things
should
to
be
watch.
with the
There-
money on the line.
Hey, hey. Come on, Naitsu. Hold on. You need to be the last one no matter what.
Oh, it's just gonna live, I think. He's gotten to his clean garbage now. He's safe. One Punch Man getting pushed towards the top. He has some Swiss cheese garbage, but he's so good at getting through it.
And not
think
much
he'll
of
be
it.
okay.
Now a big pipe. And a fancy prop. Not seeing nearly
It's
as much
interesting. I think
fancy
you're a
as-
little bit ahead of me on the stream, so I like hear what you say right before I see it happen.
Oh, I apologize.
No, there's nothing you can do about that. But
Fresh.
this is a pretty tight match. All 6 players still alive at the 122 mark.
Now Blink got lagged on there. He was getting double tagged.
Yeah, Aitsu is extremely consistent with his survival here.
But I was clearly looking at it. He got doubled up.
Yeah,
That was
that
a
happens sometimes in teams.
Yeah. So many perfect clears. A couple of were aborted. A real fancy setup from One Pun Man.
Yeah, looking like a Yakin there
It did.
with the STMB caves that he goes for a lot. Middle 4 wide by Aitsu. These 4 wides can be really deadly if they all get sent to the same person, but sometimes the target will switch halfway through and then it kind of ruins the point of the combo.
Yeah, I was expecting it to maybe be used more defensively.
Could
to
be.
survive almost forever. Not using the stall, of course.
Like not quite fast enough to get through that. He had the right pieces in queue, but he just couldn't get there in time.
He had a nice little parapet. Now we're starting to see more of the fancy setups that I thought we'd see because people are having fun.
Like saying he's gonna go a little defensive now, down stacking.
Well, he
Oh,
was playing
Ajamba
pretty
saying
clean.
safe play. I didn't even know Ajamba knew the word safe play. Like
Somebody's
that's not
using
something
safe
you hear
word.
from him.
He remembered there was money on the line, even though he just won a big prize.
Yeah, I wonder how much Jamba has relaxed now that he's the newly crowned winner. I mean, I would too.
And as fun and as quick as that game was, that was a lot of frames.
For sure.
I was
do
honestly
the
surprised
first
that it was
one out
over
this
so
time.
quickly.
Looks like Habo is stalling for his team, so it's essentially a 2v2 right now, but with Habo absorbing a little bit more lines. Habo continuing to be annoying for red team, and Blink tops out. Now, can a Jamba 1v2 Yui and One Pun Man? He knocked them both out of the tournament, but not at the same time.
Yeah. A lot of fun talk back and forth with Blink and Aitsu now. They're having to follow the captain and play safe. And One Pun Man is calling for danger. Dangerous blue team, who is pulling up a pretty significant lead now. Having won 7 in a row.
Very dominant performance by blue team here.
One Pun Man is calling 4 wide in advance.
Is he gonna do it? Oh, he's true
Well,
to his
he-
word.
Terrible misdrops though.
Unlucky.
Although Ajamba also 4-widing, perhaps because he saw it coming.
I think that's the first time I've seen a Jamba go for a 4-wide opening. Like, ever.
Oh, he's pulled it out before. I think he pulled it on the Tetris comeback tournament against Squirtle.
Oh. It's a little bit of tongue-in-cheek, I guess, considering Squirtle's the 4-wide person. Looks like he's going for another one now. Making me eat my words.
He does that sometimes mid-game. Microblizz points it out really well. He kind of makes it look like he's starting to set up like a big T-spin stack, but he leaves it open in the middle, and it's actually a 4-wide.
Yeah, I've seen him do the mid-game ones before, and sometimes he doesn't even have a 3 Mino underhang, I guess.
Right.
He,
I mean, it looks
makes it work
awkward,
more.
but it's not. And then all of a sudden, it's deadly.
Right. So.
And just like that, the red team's back on the board.
Finally able to break that streak.
No forwards this time. Did the blue team secretly call off danger?
Yeah, maybe they have a secret Discord chat going on. They're strategizing. It's good to see all these community figures having fun in this game.
And just a reminder, if this is new, if you just came in off the proverbial street, join our Discord, join our website, harddrop.com. A lot of people are going to be playing Tetris Friends and other games. This is not the only time you get to see this level of play.
Yeah, for sure. There's always something going on. Looks like Yui Metal's going to be the first one out this time, and One Punch Man is stalling, so this might be another red team victory unless Habo Mai can pull a miracle. And I mean, if anyone can pull a miracle, Habo Mai is usually the one to do it.
Blink really picked it up there. He put it in another gear.
He knows his own money is on the line here. There's some extra initiative for him.
And it's not one, but two. It's a 2-game win streak.
Yeah, One Punch Man pointing out how many lines he absorbed in that game as he stalled out. 200 lines might seem like a lot, but when everyone's sending 200 lines,
yeah,
it starts to not seem like as much. Though still a lot.
It'd be great if we could actually see what you see in other games, you know, where the countered lines get included.
Oh, I'm sure the line sent would be enormous in these sorts of team games.
Well, sometimes you just also get a better sense of the other person's defensive mastery. I mean, it looks like they're on the ropes the whole time, but they handled it, and it was on purpose.
Looks like Habo Mai pushed a little bit towards the top.
Link's gotta get down.
Garbage.
Oh.
We haven't really seen it come down to a 1v1 yet. I think that's what everyone wants to see, is the impromptu 1v1s between these players.
Has Blink used his hold Q yet? How long can he stall?
The IP stalls for a long time, so I think he'll be able to get a lot of time for Aitsu.
Yeah, he might have done that a little too early. He might have given Aitsu... No, I was going to say, I might have given Aitsu enough time to survive for another 10 seconds. But no.
And looks like blue team has seized back control of the game.
Still have their commanding 7-round lead.
Blink has lost track of the score.
He's got it. It's 3-10.
Yeah, it's 3-10.
Blink going for some of his newer strats that you'll see him play on Puyo Puyo Tetris, including that misdrop.
That's a common strategy that I go for a lot. Misdrop into misdrop.
I mean, people literally call it the Blink cannon.
Huh. Jamba was the first one out this time. Looks like Blink's gonna try to stall this one out. Unfortunately, he has an O-piece, which isn't gonna help his stall.
I'm beginning to think Aitsu
Oh,
just
he
doesn't
gave up.
want that to happen anymore. Just don't leave me alone. I want to die with you.
Aitsu, as usual, the lone survivor from the red team. Poor Aitsu. He just wants to have some fun, but he keeps getting 3v1.
Aitsu just wants to have fun.
I think Heibo Mai is... I haven't actually kept track, but just like feeling-wise, I think that he's been the one least KO'd that I've seen so far.
Mm-hmm. It'd be great to have stats for that.
Yeah. We'll have to go back and watch.
I thought Zale was working on something that actually like overlaid and gave you some information.
Some extra stats? That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Looks like
One
Aitsu
Pun
got some
Man's-
messy garbage.
One Pun Man's in bad shape.
Yeah, but he's gonna stall forever as usual.
This is
We
looking
had
real
to-
promising for Red.
Yeah, all three red players are at a good point in their screen right now. And One Pun Man's stall is finally timed out.
And Hebo's just drawing dead here.
He has one more clear with this T block that he can use to stall a little bit more. Oh, but it doesn't matter anymore.
Alright, put Red back on the board.
Seems like it's a little bit more of a fight now. There was sort of a, I think it was a 7-game streak from blue team in the middle there.
Since it was 8-1, it's even. But
Yeah, it's been back and forth now.
But it was 8-1. It can't
Yeah,
not
it was.
be 8-1.
They do have to live with that. Looks like all players look somewhat comfortable right now. Yui Metal like a little bit towards the top, but it's somewhat clean. He'll be okay.
Blink looked to be in a bad position, but he knew where his eyepieces were coming.
Still in a somewhat questionable position.
Oh, now. Yeah.
Yeah, those misdrops are not going to help.
You know what I think would be fun would be like a Dwarves versus Giants tournament. You know, where you do these unbalanced rooms. So you have the weaker players on one side and more of them. You know, against
Yeah, that could be cool.
like a defensive stalwart like One Pun Man or Yui Metal.
Yeah, I want to see them like 3v1 some like, I don't know, like some rank 16s or something.
Yeah, exactly.
The people versus the giant. Yeah.
Right, like, I mean, I would pay money to be able to say, yeah, I bet Hebo Mai. It was 4-on-1, but I beat Hebo Mai.
Of course. I wonder if any of these players are specifically trying to target someone and time their spikes.
I've been trying to notice that, but it's hard with this frame rate.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I haven't noticed any pattern besides the fact. I mean, maybe the fact that Aitsu is surviving last so often means that they're targeting someone besides him.
Or he's playing intentionally very defensively, which I maybe.
Yeah, either one
partly
could be the case. And Aitsu is a somewhat methodical player, so it would make sense. But then on the other hand, because they know that about him, it would make sense not to focus him if you were going to focus someone.
Touché.
So it's hard to tell. Lots of potential mind games with the underdeveloped 3v3 meta.
But then they knew what we knew. So
Yeah.
by knowing,
but they know that we know that they know.
Oh no.
And poor Hebo.
Put him on the board again! This is kind of reminding me, in an odd way, of that Yui Metal Squirtle match where Squirtle had that big comeback to make it close at one point.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like Heibo and Aitsu are sort of fulfilling a similar role for each of their teams, letting the other two send the brunt of the lines and being sort of the backbone control player.
Do you remember which game it was? They did this at one of the classic Tetris championships. Blink and Arf was the team that played for Hard Drop, and they won it. It was a team mode where you could literally select defense or offense. So if you selected offense, you'd do a little bit more damage, but you wouldn't be able to defend as easily. And if you were the defense, you could take more, but you couldn't attack as much.
That's a cool mechanic. I hadn't heard of that. One Pun Man is saying he's bad. I wonder how he is taking the loss. He seemed pretty chipper.
He shouldn't feel bad about that match at all.
Yeah, I mean he played very well.
The one thing about that match that was pointed out and was very entertaining was the fact that when they got into that, crazy seesaw back and forth garbage, they did it 2-3 rounds at most, and they both almost had a gentleman's agreement. Let's not do that again.
Yeah, that was a cool moment for that match. One Pun Man actually finished off that match with 2 back-to-back T-spin triples, which was pretty cool. So he's having a little bit of fun. Jumbo calling for the Bankai. It's time. It's now or never.
Straight up misdrop from Hebo Mai. That's gonna put Team Blue at a big disadvantage, although he gets a heck of a lucky hole.
Yeah, unfortunately they weren't able to capitalize. It's hard in a 3v3, you can't really
He still goes down.
Oh, what happened to the L piece? That was interesting.
It went on vacation. I don't know what happened there. Once again, a reminder that there is a giveaway at the end of this, and if you go ahead and type in !microcard, you'll be entered for a chance to win a Tetris microcard. And once again, that was a Bankai round, ladies and gentlemen. Don't mess around with the Bankai.
Bankai's too good.
Ajanba was confused that Blink says maybe we should hold back on the Bankai. And he relents. Okay, we'll keep using it.
Except for Eitsu's, apparently.
Double DT cannons coming from the blue team. Hoo boy.
Yui Metal has a side 4-wide going on with a little bit of a misdrop at the top, though. Oh,
One Pun had a DT STSD in there. And that's way too many
T's. So
T's.
close to canceling that out.
I can't believe he set that up.
Poor Yui. It's always so depressing to be the last person there and you just watch the red bar on the side like inevitably climb to the top. There's nothing you can do.
Well, you feel so good when it's like you're dancing on the ceiling, you get all the way down, and then within 2 seconds you're out.
Yep, that's the nature of being outnumbered.
Sorry, in chat, it was the DT STSD. That's a 3 T-spin setup. You can look it up on the Hard Drop wiki. It is a DT cannon variant.
Yeah, one of the many fancy openings you can go for if you have some extra time in this.
It's something I used to like to do a lot, and then other people started doing it, and I thought it was mine. I thought we had something special.
Ah, setups have no loyalty.
I know. She broke my heart.
Looks like Yui Metal's out this time and One Pun Man is stalling, so this is looking to be another red team victory, likely. but you can never count out Habo. Except for maybe right now.
He actually has a really nice stack. If one man can stall enough for him, he might be able to take somebody out.
Potentially, but all three red players have a very clean stack right now because as well as Habo's playing, he can't send any lines. He has to use it all to cancel, otherwise he'll instant die.
Every once in a while you have an iron hold and you get lucky and you get the double, so you can do three Tetrises in a row. It's like
Right.
Zeus throwing lightning. 3-game win streak for Team Red. Bonkai
Bonkai
in
is
control.
real.
When Bonkai is in the driver's seat, good things happen.
That almost looked like a what is it called? A ZT stack from Blink for a bit there.
Oh, bad misdrops from I2.
Not
Somebody's
something
got to
you
buy
say very
him some
often.
time. He's got it into a manageable twist, and he's out. That was just lucky that he didn't get targeted. Also, Yui's out.
And Habo's stalling at this point, and One Punch Man's near the top of his screen. It's going to be a 4-game win streak for Red, it looks like. Ajama's looking for the double victory today.
13-9. All the absurd line sends you've come to expect from the world's best Tetris players.
Yeah, it almost doesn't even surprise me anymore. It's like, oh, another 2 lines per second? Yeah, no problem. It's just another day in the life of a Jamba, really.
Like I said in that that match against Squirtle, the finals of the Compact Tetris tournament, he had several matches where he exceeded 3 lines per second.
Yeah, it's almost effortless for a player like him. Habo Mai's already out. The comeback is real. Although they still need to make a much more of a comeback to tie it up, as they're down 9-13 right now. T-spin single from Blink, probably not.
Yeah,
what
that
he
was a nice, quick, snapped off T-spin there.
And One Punch Man's out. It's like it's just Yui Metal holding down the fort. Ajamba has some messy garbage that I doubt it matters.
No.
And there's nothing you can do about that. Against this caliber of player, I don't think we're going to be seeing any 1v3 comebacks happening, unfortunately. As exciting as it could be.
I thought at this point maybe a 2-on-3 could get narrowed to 2-on-2.
Yeah,
we
I
haven't
could
seen
see
a
that
single
happening.
1-on-1 yet.
Yeah, that's so sad. I want to see a 1v1.
Like a double KO, you know, like one team gets one knocked out at the same time, so it's even. Then maybe it could happen.
Sure. You could even see like if like Habo and Blink are the only ones left, it would be the TTO1 run back from way back in the day.
Sure. And they also met up in HDO3.
For sure. Long rivalry that has slowly become more and more one-sided, unfortunately, for our American hero.
4 wide from Yui Metal. Poor Aitsu. There's no Bankai for this.
Yeah, if there's one theme to this match, it's poor Aitsu. The poor guy.
And it's quadruple match point.
Yeah, but they've done 4 wins before. It's the Bankai.
Okay,
Aitsu
so
calling for first to 20.
First to 20. So make
Having
sure
too
you
much
get
fun.
this in chat if you want to win a Tetris micro card. It's exclamation point micro card. They'll have a drawing shortly after this match. And then you might want to stick around. We're going to have some closing sentiments from Blink himself.
Yeah, for sure. So, this is for the money now. Blue team wanting that $25 Steam card for each of them, so it's $75 total for the team. And Blink wanting to hold on to his own money, so I'm sure he'll be trying his hard.
Hebo's in a bad way. Ajamba's setting up
Metal
that mid-game 4-wide.
Yeah, this is gonna be deadly from Ajamba for sure. Yui Metal stalling a decent amount of time for Hebo, but it wasn't enough.
And Aitsu stalling too, but I don't know that he even needed to.
It definitely helps to take some of this.
I just meant that if he was attacking instead of continuing to take on garbage, he might have been able to get through it. All right, 1 down, 4 to go to deuce.
Ajamba played insanely that game. He wants the double win.
Perfect clear coming from Ajamba. Who's it get? Hebo. He might be able to access it. He does.
Looks like everyone has pretty clean fields right now. This is going to be a high APM game. Who's going to crack first? Looks like One Punch Man has a little bit of Swiss cheese garbage, but he gets through it so quickly. Effortless.
Everybody's in a good position. I think it's going to come back to just the randomness of
the targeting.
The targeting. Thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, Blink's now about to take it on the chin.
Unfortunately, not quite fast enough to keep up with that high APM round. That was insanely aggressive round from everyone. Someone was going to crack sooner or later.
Yeah, the line sends on this are going to be interesting.
Well, it might have all gotten canceled because everyone was doing it. But
And
we'll see.
Ajamba's stalling, so this is going to be it.
It's all
Okay.
down to Aitsu.
Exclamation
Garbage.
point microcard in chat if you want to win a Tetris microcard.
Ajamba
This is-
stalling like his life depends on it,
this is
but really
excellent
his
stall.
$25 depends on it, which is not quite his life. But Aitsu has some spikes set up here. If he's going to time it, now is the time to use his timing in 3v3s. And Ajamba's finally out. Now it's the 1v3 from Aitsu. This could be lights out. He's down stacking furiously. Oh, not quite enough.
GG's.
A very fitting end to that all-star match.
In 100 seconds, by the way, 3 different players had 1.5 lines per second, including Aitsu on the losing side.
Yeah, I think that last match was emblematic of this whole all-star match with Aitsu fighting for the red team. So that'll do it for the all-star match. I think there's going to be a microcard giveaway soon, so this is your last chance. Make sure to type !microcard in the chat to be entered into that giveaway.
While we give Blink a moment to come on over into chat, Wawi, what's your favorite moment from this tournament?
My favorite moment was probably One Punch Man versus Yui Metal in the losers finals, where he made that epic comeback near the end.
That was amazing.
Yui Metal looked like he was in control for most of that match, but One Punch Man dug deep and through sheer force of will, almost it seems, just forced himself into grand finals and looked like he deserved it.
You really got that sense too. You really, really did.
What about
My
you?
favorite moment was definitely the emergence of Squirtle. You know, a player that I don't think people took seriously and is definitely more than just a 4-wider. And he's also a great community member. You know, even Yui Metal struggled a little bit. One Punch Man lost the first game, won the second, and it was great seeing, you know, how One Punch Man had to change what he did, and how a lot of people tried to change what they did but couldn't.
Yeah, Squirtle has shown a steady increase in results over the past couple of TTOs, and it'll be amazing to see what he brings to the next one for sure.
Yeah, like last time he beat, in the previous tournaments, Johnny147 and Blink, back-to-back games, by the way.
Yeah.
And like that wasn't enough for people to take notice.
Right.
What you gotta do?
Well, apparently you gotta get, what did he get, 4th?
Yeah.
Because we see him now.
And he's a frequent player over on Puyo Puyo Tetris, and of course that was the first giveaway today. Puyo Puyo Tetris has now been released for PC, so you're definitely going to see a whole lot of people over there.
Yep, and join us on harddrop.com and the Harddrop Discord. And I think Blink's gonna wrap it up now. Sounds like he's ready.
Hello, hello. You guys hear me?
Howdy.
Yeah, we hear you.
Hey
How about
guys.
that Bankai?
It was a little too late. I think we should have used it earlier.
You actually won more games than you lost after Bankai.
Well, yeah, of course. That's our special move.
Of course.
We need to save it for special moments though. But yeah, thanks to all the viewers who are still watching right now. We're gonna do the Tetris microcard giveaway in about 2 minutes. So if you want to join, !microcard. I want to thank Wowie, Jupiter Joe for the commentary right there. Hope you guys enjoyed the All-Star game.
Thanks, Joe. It was fun commenting with you, as always.
Always good to commentate with you, and Blink, take it away.
All right. Well, this pretty much is gonna wrap it up for us with the Tetris Tournament Online 5. It's been a pleasure to host, and we really want to thank all the participants for playing, scheduling their matches, getting things done, as well as all of the volunteers who helped make this tournament possible and helped with the organizing of it. So I'm gonna thank some people real quick. Caffeine, Chocolate Tom T, Dazer, especially Dazer for all the overlay and stuff that you're seeing tonight. A lot of it was done from him. Golden Shadow, Morning P for streaming, Wowie, Zeal, 0T, 888, Daniel, Jupiter Joe, One Pun Man, Hoki Dialga, Microbliss, Yotipo, and C2 Sama. This tournament would not have been possible without a lot of their help. It was really a joint effort by the community, doing the graphics, the commentating, the banners, the streaming of the matches, promoting of the event. Wouldn't have been possible without you guys. And moving forward, I know a lot of you guys have heard about the recent release of Puyo Puyo Tetris on Steam. A lot of us are already on there, so if you would like to join us and make some friends who share the same gaming interests as you and just looking for people to improve and play with, then drop by our Discord. The URL is discord.gg/harddrop. And now to end the night. Oh, another person I'm forgetting to thank is Rissa, who also helped a lot with the banners and graphics. And to end the night is our final giveaway for the pretty sweet Tetris microcard. I have the box in my room right now. That thing is hard to find now. It's sold out everywhere, and it's like $55 or something like that. It's pretty cool. So if you want to enter, I'm giving you guys like 10 more seconds. !microcard. Alright, I'm about to pull the winner in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gil Gress, are you still here? You have to be here though. Are you still here? Congratulations on winning. Is he here? Let's see. He is still here. He sent me a message. Okay, so congratulations on winning the Tetris microcard. You won the giveaway. So just hit me up on Discord with your address and I'll send it out to you. So congratulations. Once again, thanks to everybody who helped make this event possible, from the players to the volunteers to just the community in general. And hope to see you guys on Puyo Puyo Tetris and also Tetris Friends in the future and all the other games that we play. So yeah, that's it for me. And Dazer, we can stop the stream now too. Thanks again guys, thanks for watching TTL5.